Welcome back, CoinQuest collectors and history lovers. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins from American history, the 1944 Lincoln Wheat penny. This tiny 1-cent piece may seem insignificant at first glance, but if you have the right one, it could be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in today's market. That's right, one single penny from 1944 could change your life. Let's take a journey back in time for a moment. It's the year 1944. The world is still in the grip of World War II. In the United States, every ounce of metal counts. The U.S. Mint had just come off of an unusual year, 1943, when they produced pennies made of steel due to copper shortages. These 1943 steel cents had a shiny, silver appearance and were made specifically to conserve copper for the war effort. But by 1944, the mint switched back to copper, using recycled ammunition shells from the war, which is why 1944 pennies are made of a special brass alloy. Now, here's where things get interesting. Most 1944 Lincoln pennies were made of this recycled brass and are quite common. In fact, over 1.4 billion of them were produced across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. But, and this is a huge but, there are some extremely rare error coins from 1944 that are worth a fortune. I'm talking about the 1944 steel penny and some off-metal errors that slipped through the cracks at the mint. So, what should you be looking for? Let's start with the common 1944 Lincoln Wheat penny. If your coin is made of copper or brass, weighs around 3.11 grams, and shows no signs of a major mint error, it's likely a regular issue. In average circulated condition, these coins are typically worth around 5 to 10 cents. In uncirculated or mint condition, depending on luster and strike quality, these coins can fetch $1 to $5, sometimes more if they're graded MS-65 or higher by a reputable grading company, but the real treasure lies in the 1944 steel cent. You heard that right. In 1944, a few leftover steel planchets from 1943 were accidentally used to strike pennies. These are known as 1944 steel cents, and they are some of the rarest and most valuable coins in American numismatic history. Only a few dozen are known to exist. If you find a genuine 1944 steel penny, you could be looking at a value of anywhere from $30,000 to over $100,000, depending on condition and grading, and don't forget about the mints. There are 3 mint marks to look for. No mint mark means the coin was made in Philadelphia. A small d means Denver, and an S means it was struck in San Francisco. Rare 1944 steel cents have been found from all 3 mints. Though the 1944 S steel cent is believed to be the rarest, there are also other error types from 1944 that collectors are eager to get their hands on. Some pennies were struck on silver dime planchets, weighing about 2.7 grams instead of the standard 3.11. Others have dramatic double dies or off-center strikes that make them stand out and increase their value significantly. If you think you might have a valuable 1944 penny, the first thing you should do is check its weight using a precise coin scale. A regular copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams. A steel penny weighs about 2.7 grams and is magnetic. Yes, you can use a small magnet to test it. If the coin sticks, you might be holding a rare 1944 steel cent, but be careful. There are a lot of counterfeits and altered coins out there. Some people take a 1943 steel penny and change the last digit to make it look like a 1944. Others take regular copper pennies and plate them to look like steel. That's why, if you think you have something special, it's worth sending it in to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. A professional evaluation could confirm the coin's authenticity and grade, which directly impacts its market value. Now let's talk about recent market values. As of 2025, a typical 1944 copper penny in average condition might sell for around 10 to 50 cents. In mint state, you might see prices anywhere from $5 to $50. But if you have a gem uncirculated coin or one with a rare error, prices can jump quickly into the hundreds or thousands. A verified 1944 steel cent in high grade recently sold at auction for over $180,000. Yes, that's one penny selling for more than a luxury car or a small house. Even lower grade examples of the steel version can command tens of thousands of dollars. So, the question is, do you have one? Go check your old change jars, coin collections, and inherited coin books. That old penny sitting in a dusty box might be worth a life-changing amount of money. Always look carefully at your coins. Focus on the date, the mint mark, the material, the weight, and any visible errors. And when in doubt, get expert verification. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, give it a thumbs up and share it with other collectors. Make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into rare coins, valuable collectibles, and hidden treasures. Drop a comment below if you have a 1944 penny or any other rare coins you'd like to learn more about. Until next time, keep collecting, keep hunting, and never underestimate the value of a single penny. Coin collectors and treasure hunters. In today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1952 Lincoln Wheat penny. Yes, that humble 1-cent coin that's been sitting in your jar or passed down from a relative could actually be worth much more than face value. Stay with us as we explore its history, unique features, and current market value. You might just have a hidden gem in your collection. Let's begin with a little background. The 1952 Lincoln Wheat penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front, of the coin. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this image of Lincoln first appeared in 1909 and has become one of the most recognized designs in American coinage. The reverse side of the 1952 penny carries the classic wheat ears, symbolizing prosperity, which is why this coin is commonly referred to as a wheat penny. The 1952 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 different locations. Philadelphia produced over 186 million coins without a mint mark. Denver followed with around 746 million coins carrying the small d mint mark. And San Francisco struck about 137 million coins marked with an S. While those mintage numbers sound high, the real value comes from condition, rarity, and mint errors. And that's where things get interesting. Now let's talk value. In circulated condition, a standard 1952 penny is generally worth between 2 to 25 cents. That may not sound like much, but remember, that's still 2 to 25 times its face value. However, when you find this coin in higher grades, especially uncirculated or mint-state condition, its value increases dramatically. If, for example, a 1952 Lincoln penny graded MS-65 read by a professional grading service can be worth anywhere from $10 to $50 depending on the demand in the market. If you move into MS-66 and MS-67 territory, you're looking at coins that can bring in over $100, sometimes even more at auction. And the rarest, flawless examples graded MS-67 plus red or higher have been known to fetch several $100s from serious collectors, but the big money doesn't stop there. What truly excites collectors and drives up prices are mint errors. Let's go over some of the most valuable error varieties found on the 1952 penny. One major error to look for is a double die. This happens when the coin's design is struck more than once with slight misalignment, causing doubling on letters or numbers. If you spot doubling on the date, Liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust," you could have a doubled die variety worth hundreds or even thousands depending on the severity and clarity of the doubling. Another valuable error is the off-center strike. If the coin was not properly aligned during minting and part of the design is missing, especially if it's significantly off-center, this error can be worth a substantial amount, often over $50, and sometimes even hundreds. Then there's the clipped planchet error. That's when a part of the coin is missing due to a mishap during the cutting of the metal blanks. If the clip is clear and the coin is in good condition, it can increase the value considerably. One more error to keep your eyes open for is the BIE error. This happens when a small die break occurs between the letters B and E in Liberty, forming what looks like the letter I. This error is common among Lincoln cents but still collectible, and depending on condition, can add a premium to the value. Now you may be wondering, how do you know if your 1952 penny is valuable? First, check the date and mint mark. Then, examine the condition. Coins that are shiny, red in color, and show no wear are more valuable than brown or circulated ones. Finally, look closely under magnification for any unusual marks, doubling, or signs of mint errors, and don't worry, if you're unsure about your coin, you can always have it appraised by a reputable coin dealer or submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Getting your coin graded can confirm its authenticity, condition, and significantly boost its market value. So to wrap up, while most 1952 Lincoln pennies are common and worth just a few cents, the real treasure lies in those rare, high-grade, or error coins that can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, it's always worth checking your spare change and coin collections. That 1-cent piece could turn out to be a gold mine. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our updates on valuable coins. Drop a comment below if you have a 1952 penny and let us know what condition it's in. We'd love to hear your coin stories. Thanks for watching and happy collecting. Coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today's video is all about one of the most iconic coins in American history, the 1957 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you've got one of these coins lying around, you'll want to stick around to the very end. This coin might just be worth more than you think. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just getting started, this deep dive will walk you through everything you need to know, from its rich history to the surprising current market value. Let's begin with a little background. The 1957 Lincoln penny is part of the wheat cent series, named after the two wheat stalks on the reverse side of the coin. This series ran from 1909 all the way through 1958 before the reverse design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. So yes, 1957 was one of the last years these wheat pennies were minted, and that makes it a little more special. Now, onto the design. The obverse or front of the coin features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right. Above his head reads the motto "In God We Trust," while liberty is stamped to the left and the date 1957 appears on the right. Below the date, you might find a tiny mint mark, either a D or no mint mark at all. A D indicates it was minted in Denver, while no mint mark means it was struck in Philadelphia. The reverse side of the coin shows two wheat stalks framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. The top of the coin reads E pluribus unum, which means out of many, one, a powerful phrase that resonates with American values. Now here's where it gets exciting. Millions of 1957 pennies were made, in fact, over 1.2 billion. That makes this coin fairly common in circulated condition. However, it's the condition, the mint mark, and certain rare varieties that can make your penny worth far more than just 1 cent. Let's talk about values. If your 1957 Lincoln penny is well circulated, meaning it has visible wear from being used in everyday transactions, it's typically worth between 2 and 10 cents to most collectors. Not bad for a coin that cost 1 cent to make, right? But if your coin is in better shape, known in the coin world as uncirculated or mint state, that's where the value starts to climb. An uncirculated 1957 penny with a strong strike, full details, and rich original red color could be worth anywhere from $5 to $50 or more depending on the grade. Coins graded MS65 red by PCGS or NGC are especially sought after and often sell for upwards of $30 to $70. Now listen closely, this next part could really change the game for you. Some rare varieties and errors from the 1957 Lincoln cent have been discovered over the years, and these can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. One of the most famous errors is the double die. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or impressed twice, leading to visible doubling in the lettering or numbers on the coin. If you've got a 1957 penny with noticeable doubling on the words Liberty or In God We Trust or even on the date, you may be holding onto a small fortune. These double die pennies have sold at auctions for anywhere from $100 to over $1,000 depending on the sharpness and rarity. Other error types include off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and repunched mint marks. Each of these can increase the coin's value dramatically if authenticated by a professional grading service. So how can you know if your 1957 penny is worth a lot? Start by examining the coin closely under good lighting. Look for any doubling, strange cuts, missing elements, or oddly shaped edges. A magnifying glass or coin loupe can be extremely helpful. Check the color as well. Copper pennies that still show a brilliant red hue are generally worth more. If your coin looks almost untouched or brand new, that's a very good sign. Once you've done your own inspection, the next step is to consult a coin grading company like PCGS or NGC. These companies professionally evaluate and grade your coin on a scale from 1 to 70 and encapsulate it in a tamper-proof holder. A certified coin always fetches a better price in the market. Now, where can you sell your 1957 Lincoln penny if it turns out to be valuable? You've got several good options. You can list it on online marketplaces like eBay, where rare coin collectors are always on the hunt for special pieces. You can also take it to a reputable coin dealer or attend a coin show, where in-person evaluations can help you understand the coin's value even better. And of course, auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbauers often handle high-end numismatic sales, including rare Lincoln cents. To wrap things up, here's the takeaway: most 1957 pennies are common, but that doesn't mean they're worthless. Even average coins are worth more than face value. And if yours is uncirculated or features a rare mint error or variety, its value could shoot into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So before you toss that old penny in a jar or spend it at the store, take a second look. You might just have a piece of American history in your hand, and maybe even a little treasure. Thanks for watching and learning with us today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss our next rare coin spotlight. Drop a comment below if you have a 1957 Lincoln penny or any cool coin finds you'd